Here. So your boy's back, and we're going to do another weekend reading. This one, I changed the pregame a little bit, and I wanted you to see it. So, start out just like before. One black stone to banish evil from this place. One more black stone to bring us blessings in this space. One black stone to welcome friends from near and from far, and one more to say I love you, whoever you are. Now, I changed it up because I was kind of going back through the videos and kind of watching them again. I don't like to watch myself. It's just one of those things that I have a bit of a hang up about. And I realized, geez, that sounds really harsh. It does not sound like really a blessing at all. But I realized it last night when I did a couple personal readings for someone, and I just kind of changed it on the fly. I just made that little simple change, and it kind of worked out. There we go. Okay, it's fine. So everything did work out, and I thought, well, why not keep it that way? Seemed like it worked out pretty well, and yeah, seems a little nicer, and I like that, so I'm going to do that. So okay, so I've got all the decks shuffled. We're going to do, this is going to be for the entire weekend, so from today through tomorrow, I know that we're looking for possibly to relax, unwind a little bit, and hopefully we can do that. By the way, if you want to have tea with me, you want to drink the same thing I'm drinking, look in the description. There's actually a place there I think you'll really like, because this stuff is fantastic. Alright, so today we're still using the Starseed Oracle and Viking Oracle, switching it up to Radiant Rider-Waite today. I hope you can see that because I don't have a flip over screen that I can see everything. You know, my only complaint about the Rider-Waite deck is the little book it comes with. It's garbage. I'm just going to say it. It's garbage. But, hey, let's see who was sent to us as a guide today. And that would be, oh wow, Odin himself is with us today. And I was going to actually pull Odin and Frigg's statues and put them, you know, right on either side of the incense. But it seems the Allfather has words of wisdom for us. So, let's see what it is he says today. So, looking into mind, body, and spirit, just going to do a quick overhand. We got a High Priestess, we've got a Three of Cups, and we've got a Four of Wands. Well, that's a great start for the body. Oh, forgive me, I don't know, I must have slept wrong. My neck and shoulder are killing me. So I'm trying to stretch that out a little bit. So, High Priestess. I'm thinking we'd like to see her, but we do have spirituality, holiness, dreaming. She's a very spiritual person, and she relies mostly on the unconscious, the stuff that we're really not aware of, that we're thinking each and every day. Well, the Three of Cups and Four of Wands in play, though. Okay, so things are looking good for this weekend. We've got, always with the Three of Cups, it always looks like a party. we're looking at a completion of what, I'm not exactly sure. But whatever those projects are that you're working on, you will experience a first completion. This is not a be-all, end-all. But I think it's going to be you're gonna have a sense of fulfillment. You're gonna have that. You're gonna share that with friends, and it's kind of a sight to behold, really. And I think your friends are going to be celebrating it. I think there's a quote coming to me right now. It's, those who matter won't mind, those who mind don't matter. So there's a focus on some very, very positive energy, and I would say stick with it, because you're going to kind of need it. This looks like a wave of momentum riding into next week to me. So for the mind, got a Queen of Wands there, got an Ace of Swords, got an Eight of Swords. I'm definitely seeing a beginning with that Ace of Swords. I'm seeing that Eight of Swords mentally, there's a sticking point. But there's a passion and a confidence with that Queen of Wands that I'm seeing. That Ace of Swords is always some logic, clarity. So you start out very powerful, but then there's this feeling of hopelessness, like you're not quite sure where to go, what to do next. That's perfectly normal. My suggestion, just based on what I'm seeing right here, kind of revel in this for a little bit. It's going to be okay. This, though, is not permanent, not by any means. You can wiggle out of what it is that's keeping you and walk right out of that. It doesn't last very long. There's confidence and power in these two cards. I mean, like, each one of them collectively has a confidence and a power to it. I would say rely solely on that. I mean, let me point something out. You've got a Queen of Wands here. This is creative energy. So is this. This is that fire, that passion. And then, of course, with the swords suit being air doesn't put out a fire. It fuels it. But now you're kind of at a loss as to how maybe you can control that passion, that energy. It's very simple. There is something that's catching me right here with this Queen of Wands. There's a cat at her feet, just kind of looking at her like, play or feed me. Right now I've got a cat at my feet underneath this table, and he's just laying there. But anytime I'm seated at my computer, the cat that you've seen in these videos will stand right there, and he'll stare at me because he wants to be fed. So there is something there that needs your attention. Don't be afraid to engage with it. Okay? Now let's go with the Spirit. We've got a Page of Swords. We've got a Star, and we've got a King of Swords. Normally I would be a little worried when swords come into play on something like this, but this time I'm not getting that, because quite honestly, this whole spread's looking like it's looking like your weekend's shaping up to be great. That Star is a great card because all the stars are lining up. And what I see from this spiritually is a lot of inspiration. And here's the thing. The Page of Swords is very confident. So is the King. But there's a maturity that goes with this. If you look at, it's almost a transition. And a very lucky one. one that just kind of goes from one to the other very quickly. The Page of Swords is a little naive. He's confident in his ability. He's good and he knows it. This is early Shawn Michaels. If you check out any kind of WWE stuff, the stars line up, getting just about everything he could want, and then suddenly, bang! He's had to grow up very quickly. And the thing about that star card is when your stars line up like that, instant gratification can often lead to you wanting to help everyone. I'm seeing a little bit of caution there. You will mature very quickly, and what I mean by that is look at this Page of Swords here. He's just kind of standing off by himself, hair whipping through his wind whipping through his hair. Then this king is sitting there, and he is heavily robed, and he's still holding on to that sword. And you're going to want to share your success. That's going to fulfill you very spiritually. I'm just saying, share it with those who will appreciate it. You will know who they are. So we're going to go to the universe, of which Odin has command, of course. Okay. I said I've already shuffled them. I just like to give them a quick overhand. So, Breath of the Cosmos. Earthed. Called. Breath of the Cosmos. This is kind of interesting because I've actually pointed this out before. Odin's rune is known as Onsus. Onsus, the literal translation is either breath or mouth. And in the mythology around Odin, our lifespan is the birth or the exhalation is our lifespan. So as there's our lifespan. Once he stops, lives are over, because then he takes it back in. So we live and die within the breath of a god. Likewise, in Christian literature, God breathes life into humankind. Just pointing out some similarities here. Breath of the Cosmos. This card's text is kind of interesting. It says, "My will to thy will, micromanaging the universe." And to that I have to say, I don't know about all that. But let's see. There we go. Okay, so I really wish that card's text were just a touch clearer. It says you're being called to stop micromanaging the universe and trust the breath of life, to surrender to the greater will that God has for you, to move from my will to thy will. So that's what it means. So, again, this is your weekend. This is, if you have the moment to relax, it's a good time to do it. You're going from what I want to what you want. Show me the way. Show me how this works. And, show me how I can do it to the best of my ability. Now, Earthed is interesting because, again, you're wanting to connect with that divine sense, but at the same time, you have to live in reality. We all do. We make ourselves stronger. We get sick. We run marathons, and we end up with shin splints or something like that. There are trade-offs here and there. So you cannot completely live out in out in this great portal somewhere. You're going to have to come back down to earth. I still have to deal out paper cards to read to you guys, right? But the trade-off is I get to spend every day connecting with at least one of my guides or my gods. And that for me is fun. So you see there's the trade-off there. Now the called. It says soul gifts and training. It's time to step up. This is what's going to speak to your talents and your abilities. So I'm kind of spreading out a little bit here. That's kind of the good thing about these cards. They're small, so we can kind of do this. But those talents and abilities, remember that success we talked about with the body, the physical. It's not just coming into play there, it's also coming into play spiritually. You just need to be a little realistic. You know, it's okay to have goals, but you also have to keep in mind life happens and life comes at you fast. Sometimes in ways you don't expect, sometimes in ways you do. So, without further ado, let's see about the runes. If we remember, the story was that Odin hung himself from the tree called Yggdrasil, hung there for 9 nights, impaled by stuck with his own spear, and no food, no water, and the whole time he was staring down into the well of Erd, or the well of Weird. That's W-Y-R-D. And when the runes finally surfaced, it said that he took them up screaming. These are secrets. Odin was always seeking wisdom, so we're going to seek his today. And for a drink from the well of Mimir, or memory, he literally plucked out his own eye and threw it in as a sacrifice. So he has one eye that can see, great distances from far out, but the other one sits in that well. And it's said that Odin got one drink of the well, but think about it this way. Just because Odin pulled out his eye, it didn't mean he was completely disconnected from it. It could be live feeding him at all times. Sort of the way YouTubers live stream. That happens. So, what secrets can Odin share with us? What insights? So we're going to start out with Uruz, Nathis, and Othala. Well, this is interesting. We've got a couple runes I've seen before, but one that has not really popped up in our spread before. And I find it very interesting. They're in numerical order, 2, 10, and 24. So, 2, 10, 24. You add the 2 to the 10, multiply that by 2, you get 24. If you're into numerology, you know that 2 and 4 equals 6. Here 6 is usually a decent number to have pop up. So we need Uruz. So, I am the flowing force of life, the focus, the blood pulsing, the oats being sown, the uncontrolled wildness, tenacious and not quite polished. I am Uruz. So here you go. This is building personal power ethically from the inside out. Endurance and resilience, those are important now. Our will can change our fate. It can forge a path where there is none. Look to your health and vitality, for those may need healing. Remember, you want to complete something. This could be a workout regimen. This could be something, a workout you created that is working for you. This could be just about anything, but remember, your body really does need some attention right now, and I think the de-stressing will really help. Definitely look to your physical well-being, and don't neglect it. So for Nathis, it is love, but not too much. Burn, but don't burn yourself. Attract, but not so you can't be free. Desire, but without obsession. I am Nathis. So, this is for the mind. Breaking free from your obsessions, a new love will come into your life. You need less than you think. Be wise about separating needs from wants. Moderation is key. Remember what we said about Breath of the Cosmos, that my will to thy will, stop trying to micromanage the universe. So while you're going to be celebrating with friends, try not to overdo it. If you're having that cheat day, try not to overdo it. You're going to make yourself sick. Something Brian brought up and I want to say it was either yesterday or today. I cannot remember now. I really wish I had my phone close by. I'd look. But he did advise, I think it was yesterday as a matter of fact, he said, you know, this is not a time for drinking and overindulgence. You know, if you're going to do it responsibly. Please don't get behind the wheel. He's seeing a lot of the energy coming into play. The planets aligning to where there's going to be a lot of auto accidents. There's going to be a lot of just bad things happening when people overindulge. Please try not to do that this time around. It's okay to indulge, just don't overdo it. And I think that's where Nothies comes into play. And then finally we have Othala, or Othila, however you want to pronounce it. Either way works with me. Oh, is that right? So anyway, let's go and find, not mother, there we go. Okay, so, okay, we're still a little bit away, there we go. Alright, so, Othala. It does say Othila, also Othala. I am the result of 1,000 lifetimes of love, of bravery, of tears, of joy, of skills, of connection. The bloodlines that flow, I am Othala. So, it says this: we're rich if we have our family, our friends, and our health. Ancestral energy becomes important. A gift of inheritance may be forthcoming. Things will stay as they are. This represents equilibrium. So, the thing is, while you're celebrating this thing, you're always kind of keeping in mind that this may not be the thing that makes you super famous and super wealthy, but that's okay, because what you have now is you have something even better. So you got your friends, your family, and that one thing that you're called to do. Absolutely do it. You're going to have that support system there. So rather than using this weekend to indulge, use this weekend to kind of get in touch with whatever your calling is. Get that kind of energy together. Get those friends behind you. If they won't get behind you, don't worry about them. Because again, those who matter don't mind. Those who mind don't matter. And that's really all I have for you for your weekend. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for joining me. I appreciate every single one of you watching this video. And as always, shine on.